You're watching XFA On Demand. Thanks.
Joining us in the XFA studios, Steve Mazzagatti. How are you, my friend?
Good, Dave. A pleasure to be here.
Yeah, glad you stopped by today. The reason why I wanted to have you in studio is because there's been some controversy recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see it the
same way.
Stay away from that. SureDog.com posted an article saying that Brock Lesnar's attorneys filed paperwork with the Nevada State Athletic Commission asking that you be removed from consideration for the big upcoming title fight between Randy Couture and Brock Lesnar. First thoughts on that?
Well, I guess he has all the right to do that, and personally, I'm going to enjoy watching the fight.
You're a fan of the sport, right?
Absolutely, you know, and as a referee, you know, when we're in there, we're actually looking for fouls, you know, and I understand the fans are watching the fight. I'm personally looking for fouls, and when I get to sit back on the cage side and watch a fight, then that's going to be exciting for me. I mean, it's going to be a great fight. Both athletes bring a lot to this sport, and I'm going to enjoy watching it.
Is there any piece of you that's offended?
Not at all. You know, he's a professional. They're both professionals. They got to do what they got to do, you know, and that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy watching the fight. Would
you say that there was any controversy in your reffing in that first fight?
I personally wouldn't say there was any controversy, but you know, I guess that's open for discussion and personal opinion. You know, I'm there to do a job, and it's easy to get into the ring and walk around and look cool and move good, but you know, you got to make the calls. That's what I get paid for, to call fouls, and that's what I'm in there doing. I'm looking for fouls. I'm not watching the fight. I saw something happen and I called it the way I saw it. That's all you can do. I'm out there to look for fouls. Some of them, most of them I see, some of them I don't. You know, but it's just the way it is.
Steve, since there's a lot of new MMA fans and people that maybe have been a fan of the sport for quite some time but don't have an entirely clear understanding of the rules, could you define exactly what a strike to the back of the head is?
Sure. Usually before the fight, I get my fight assignment sheet and I pull this right out of my back pocket, and that's a good example of what the back of the head is. It's considered right here, back of the head, and understand that this isn't the back of the head. So we usually tell the fighters that if their finger is still hitting the air, it's good to go. So they'll get back off into this area right here, but once they target this area and hit that white piece of paper, that's what we consider the back of the head. And also the back of the neck, right in this area, you know, hitting this spine area and or up to here. You know, we've heard the definition of the Mohawk rule. It's basically the center line all the way to the top of the head and 1 inch to each side. And also understand that when a foul is committed like this, either grabbing the cage or any kind of foul, we always take the dominant position away from a dominant fighter and stand them up back into what's considered a neutral position. Stand up.
It makes sense that you would take away that position. Obviously, fighters don't like a dominant position being taken away from them. They definitely don't like a point being taken away from them. But is this the first time that you've ever had a fighter, referencing the Brock Lesnar situation, is this the first time that you've ever had a fighter ask that you don't be a part of one of their future matches because they were so upset about a call in a previous fight?
No, but, you know, I mean, he has a right to do that, I guess, if that's, you know. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy watching the fight.
What do you think about the reffing in some other matches that have come under scrutiny recently? For example, one that comes to mind first is the first Kimbo fight when he fought James Thompson. Dan Miragliotta was reffing that one, and a lot of people said that maybe he didn't do a fair job. In your professional opinion, do you think that he did a good job reffing that fight?
Dan's a fine referee. I wasn't at the fight. I didn't see what he sees. You know what the fans don't understand is a referee sees a lot of things. We're this far away from these guys, you know. We hear things, we notice things in eyes going on, and, you know, that's something that you don't see on the TV camera. I can say Dan's a fine referee, and if I was fighting, I wouldn't mind him reffing my fight. And, you know, but I wasn't there, and I can't comment on something like that.
Is it tough for you as a fan, somebody who really enjoys the sport, to be in a position of power? Because, you know, a buddy comes up to you and goes, "Hey, who do you think's going to win, Brock Lesnar or Randy Couture?" All of a sudden, you can't comment to them who you think's going to win or who you want to win because you're in this position. Is that tough for you?
Being an official is tough because you got to remain neutral. You know, you don't want to project the wrong image, you know. I mean, if I'm sitting there hugging up with a fighter and his opponent sitting over there watching me talk to the trainers and stuff, what is that going to say? You know, so I don't go to the after-fight parties. it's basically pretty boring for me, other than being at the event itself. After the show, I go straight to my room, hang out. You know, I can't go to the after-fight parties. I can't sit at the bar and rap with the fighters or the trainers, you know. And I mean, I respect them, and you know, it would be awesome to do that. But I'm just like all the other fans out there. I don't get to hang out with these guys. I probably could, but I don't, you know, and that's where you got to draw the line.
Steve, I want to say thank you so much for joining us in the XFA studios today. It's safe to say that you are my favorite ref, and we look forward to seeing much of you in the future.
Awesome. Glad to be here. Thank you, Dave.
I'm Dave Farah. Thanks for watching XFA On Demand.
Hook 'em up.
You're watching XFA On Demand, brought to you by